So we need to do this two more times for two more icons that we've developed, or two more designs. So I'm going to zoom out here just a little bit, Command minus minus, and what I'm going to do is go to my artboard tool here, just by clicking on it, and a really quick way of duplicating this work that we've done, so that all we have to do is change the swatch colors and the design, is just to Option drag the actual artboard. We're going to do this once, and then we'll do it a second time. And then I'll click back to my selection tool, and what we'll do is go through these, and we're just going to delete these designs since those are no longer necessary. And we'll be changing out these colors as well. So that's an easy way to take what you've already done and as an entire artboard, and then just use it over and over again. Then what we're going to do, let's go ahead and just really quickly make a design here. So I'm just going to go here and here. I'm using my I'm going to hit the escape button, and I'm going to use my strokes in my properties panel, increase the stroke, make the fill transparent, and I'm going to use my width tool here and just click the width tool and make that a little bit fatter like this. That's kind of like what I'm looking for. I'm going to go ahead, object, expand, and then I'm going to do this. I'm going to duplicate this by Option dragging it. Let's Option drag and Option drag. I'm holding the Shift key, so that allows me not to have it move up or down. And then we're going to Option drag it one more time. So I'm going to group these, Command G. I'm going to use my ellipse tool, and I'm going to put like this, something like that. I'm going to change the fill color. I'm just going to pick some arbitrary color, and using the selection tool, I'm going to hold the control button down, and I'm going to send that, arrange it to the back. And then finally, I'm going to put an object in front of all this. Let's see, I'm going to use my pen tool, and I'm just going to do something like this. And make this shape, direct select, A for direct select, and just kind of like make it look a little bit like that. And now I'm going to take this shape and go to my Effect, Distort Transform, and then Transform tool, and I'm going to make 6 copies of it, and I'm going to move it in the horizontal direction, no, vertical direction. 0, vertical. I'm going to move them down, right? And I'm going to make them a little bit bigger so they'll grow in size as they move down. So I'm going to go 110 and that looks actually pretty good. And I'm going to hit, so you can see that's what the preview looks like. I'm going to hit OK. And then what I need to do is Object, Expand Appearance. And then finally, I have to merge all these together. I can use my Shape Builder tool, or I could go to the Pathfinder here and just click this little icon. That will squish everything together. And now I've got my third element. And what I need to do is, what I'd like to do is cut everything off from this point down. So I'll just use a regular rectangle, and I'll just put it here. And then I'll be using and select all of this, using my selection tool, and we'll be using our Shape Builder tool to cut all this into little pieces. So Shape Builder right here. And then I'm holding the Option key down and just getting rid of everything that's that I don't want, like this. Make sure I got all these little pieces. Zoom in so I can see what I'm doing. So that'll be my second icon. Obviously, I'll make the tree look different. So let's select the tree and give it a different color, just so that it stands out as a different thing. Oh, I have everything selected. I'm going to deselect, select just the tree. I'm going to use the Eyedropper tool to just give that tree a different color. And what I'm going to do, so we've got our sun. I just use the Eyedropper tool, I, and because the sun is selected, if I click this, that'll actually change the sun, or the background image that I'm calling sun. And then finally, I'm just going to go to my selection tool and select this group that looks like fire, I think. and I'm just going to use the eyedropper tool and select that, and now that becomes that color. And you can kind of see, I'm just going to bring this down here and maybe make it a little squishier, because that's more along the icon I want. If I wanted to, I could give it a, like, some, I could put it on a background logo or something, but this is my logo that I'm kind of like looking at. So yeah, that looks okay. So let's go ahead and again start with our I have a feeling this will be the accent, and these two colors will be the base, and even though this is like an accent, it's going to be similar in color to the what I have for the background here. So let's start with the color for the background half circle here. Let's double click to bring up our color picker, and I'm just going to give it a nice bright orange, actually more on the lines of that, like a dandelion. And I'm going to use the eyedropper tool. Nothing is selected, so I for eyedropper, select that, and then paste that into my background shape. Then I'm going to take this shape, this color, I'm going to duplicate it by selecting it and then pasting it here. And because this is monochrome, I can actually just do that directly in this window by going to, by not changing the hue, so the hue is at 36, but changing the saturation or the brightness. So I'm going to give those flames something like that, and then I'm going to put that here, and then this color I'm going to sample and put here as, or put on the flames. So sample it and then holding the Option key down and just clicking on the 4 elements there. And then finally, my third color, I can sample this and then paste it in here, and then I can go directly to the color picker. Because it's a monochrome, I'm going to make it a lot darker because it's in the forefront, and then probably increase the saturation maybe a little bit and hit OK. And now this color I'm going to fill and then sample and then paste that in. So that'll be our first monochrome setup. Now you can go through and like take this and then just hold the Option key, holding the Option key, and then holding the Option key, and then go ahead and colorize each of those logos separately. Finally, one thing I wanted to bring up is the Adobe Color. So going to Adobe Color and signing in allows you to actually use this color wheel directly here. So if you wanted something that was analogous color, which is one of the colors we wanted to work with, you could actually pick it here and modify these to your heart's content. And you'll notice that they stay within that analogous framework. So this might be something that you could use as well. You'll notice that they have different modes here as well. So HSB allows you to modify that base color. And please note that the base color is the color that's usually in the middle here. So you can physically change that base color and move it here, and then get these to be in the order that you want, especially since we're only using 3 different swatches, right? So maybe that's 1, 2, 3. These are the order that you want. And then what you do is you save it, and you usually create a library. So I'm going to save it, and it'll save to the library with the name My Color Theme. Now I wish I had changed this. Maybe I'll change it to Sunset 1, and then I'll hit save again, and that'll send it to my Illustrator document. You could always download what you've done here as well, but that's possible. Finally, I'm going to hit the extract theme button here because we were on the color wheel, and I'm going to select a file because I have this file that I thought had the perfect coloring, the Toothbrush Sunset, and you'll notice that just from what I'm seeing here already, it's got some really nice colors. Now, this is not part of the assignment, but I wanted to show you that you could create something. These look like they're all analogous, but they're not. You can't use it for this assignment, but if you wanted to, you could save it. So I'm going to call it Toothbrush Sunset, and I'm going to hit save on this one as well. And both of these are now saved to my themes in my library. So if I were to go back to Adobe Illustrator here, and I was logged in, which I am, I can go to my libraries right here, and what I should be able to do, let's see if I can find it, is here are the two themes that you've seen, right? Sunset 1, this was the one that I hadn't named, but so I can actually take this Sunset 1 theme. I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to add to Color Swatches. I'm going to add the entire theme and you'll see, boom, there it is. And then the toothbrush theme, I'm going to control click on it. I'm going to add the theme to my swatches and then there that is as well. So if I wanted to use this analogous color theme for this area right here, I could do it. So I could just do, maybe this will be my base color. This is my secondary color. And then finally, this is the last color for that set. And then I can take the eyedropper tool, select it, and then paste, select it, paste, 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 paste. Come on, paste in, and then paste, and then finally that one, and then paste that. So that becomes the analogous color theme. So these are different colors. These are all one hue. And then the triadic, we can continue at that point. You can always go back to the color wheel, select triadic, pick a base color that you like. Notice that the base color, again, has this little diamond at the bottom. You can swap that as well, just like we did before. So let's see, maybe something like this would be a good color theme. Since we only need these three, I'm going to make this the order. Something like that looks good. I'm going to hit save after I've named it. Triadic sunset. And hit save. And then now going back to my Illustrator document and refreshing my library. There it is, added to my swatches, and add the color theme to my swatches. That would help, right? Otherwise, it just adds the selected color to your color swatches here, as you can kind of see right there. But now the theme is added and the order is correct. If I wanted to, I can get rid of these since I know I don't want to use them. And these would be the three that I'm using. The same with these. I could get rid of these. That gives me these three elements, and that one, this one too. So I can then just go ahead and add these in. And notice that because this was selected, every time I clicked on something, it changed around. So in order for that to, like, I'll just use the eyedropper tool. Notice that this is selected, so we don't want that. I want to make sure nothing is selected with the eyedropper tool. I'm going to select it and then paste, select, paste, paste, paste. I always miss that one. And then finally select and paste. So that might be my triadic color sampling, although it looks more like complementary because of just the two colors actually, whereas triadic you would normally have three totaled, so you have to be careful on that. All right, hopefully that helps a little bit as well.